Time now for your lunchtime lifter. I was in Houston maybe a year ago, and I was talking to a young woman, and she said it's refreshing to, talk to somebody about my faith and my real story. I don't do that often. I said, why? She said, well, because my testimony and my story doesn't sound like everybody else's. My marriage didn't begin on the up and up. How I got him wasn't necessarily a story that I really want to tell. How I got my kids ain't necessarily a story that I really want to tell. Yeah, there's some things that I struggled with, and there's some things I still struggle with, but I love God. I just kind of keep it to myself, and I just know that I'm walking in the favor of God. And it made me think that the truth is everybody does not have a beautiful story that ends just right. And because it's like we love those kind of testimonies. But some people, present company included, some people got some stories that are grimy, freaky, unfaithful, blasphemous, and yes, ladies and gentlemen, pretty sinful. But even those people love God, and yes, God is causing all things to work together for their good. They just don't testify about it as much as those who have the perfect ending testify about it. So keep that in mind. There are some people, and if I'm talking about you, your story doesn't have to sound like somebody else's. You don't have to necessarily have that story where everybody just want to clap in church. Sometimes maybe your story isn't for everybody. Your testimony ain't for everybody in the church. But there's somebody that will hear your story, be blessed by your story, and be able to move on because of your story. All right, just don't disqualify your journey and how you got to where you are because your story ain't like everybody else's. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is your lunchtime lifter.